Hey, this is Justin Popovich from toolsformotivation.com. In this training video, I'm going to show you how to build a targeted list using content upgrades. This is actually a very simple method that you can try, but it's super impactful, and I think it can get you a lot of traction when it comes to building your mailing list for whatever kind of business you're in. If you have a digital presence, you need a mailing list. That's one of the best ways to interact with your prospects and ultimately your customers, turning them into repeat customers, which is always a great move in your online business. And in this video, I'm going to actually show you some real content from one of our partners, actually, put it into action and show you pretty much the steps you would need to complete to test this method for yourself. And there are 4 major steps that you need to understand. So number 1, you'll be creating an in-depth blog post that provides valuable advice for people in your target market. Now, if you're using private label rights content, in our case today, we're using a partner's product, you can use material from Tools for Motivation or really any PLR provider out there, you could pull this off. Then what you're going to do is create a free upgrade that extends that blog post. So let's say somebody reads this in-depth post, they get to the bottom, they really like what they've read, and they want to go further with it. If you have something to offer them, that's a great way to build your list, extending on this free piece of content they've read in the context of your blog post. So what you're going to do is invite them to subscribe to your list and receive an upgrade related exactly to that blog post that they just read. And then once they join your list, you deliver that custom upgrade and then send relevant follow-up emails, as well as other stuff, to engage them further. But this is a perfect example of building a targeted list because you're engaging with a prospect for a very specific reason. So let me show you an example of this to really tie all of the pieces together. So I've just flipped over to our friends over at Content Sparks. This is their website, but brought to you by Sharon Sheldon. They're good partners with us here at Tools Motivation. And here is an example of a done-for-you blog post with content upgrades built in. So in some cases, you'll be able to actually purchase material like this, and you can literally plug it right into your blog. So here's how it's been built. They've created an article called Know Your Why, and it's what we call an epic blog post, meaning it's longer in form. It goes deep into a specific topic, in this case, helping people uncover the reason why they're, the motivations for why they're doing things in their life, why they're setting their current goals, and so on. So Content Sparks provides you with a pre-written blog post and then a pre-written content upgrade. So this would be your typical lead magnet, but in this case, it's tied directly to the blog post. So once somebody reads this post about knowing your why, they can subscribe to your list and get this 5 key questions to help you discover your why worksheet. So that's the upgrade. And then in addition to that, there are also 3 follow-up emails that have been pre-written, as well as some social media content. But that goes a lot further here, right? So people read your blog post, they sign up for your list, and now you have targeted emails specifically engaging with them further on that particular topic. So it's a very customized experience. Again, the idea here being to build a very high-quality lead, somebody who is going to engage with you at a much deeper level versus somebody who, let's say, for example, who gets to your website and just signs up for a general, free ebook or something like that, that may or may not be related to what they came to your website looking for. Let me put this into a more clear perspective for you by showing you an example. So here's that Know Your Why PLR product I was just showing you. This is what it actually looks like behind the scenes. So you have a Word document that has a pre-written blog post here. Then you have your content upgrade. In this case, it's a report that's been designed in Canva. So you can just open up Canva and then export it as your own little PDF. And you're going to give that PDF away to your new leads once they subscribe at the end of your blog post. Then we have a bunch of pre-written emails here. There's 3 in total. So you can copy and paste those into your autoresponder. I would do it kind of day 1, 2, and 3. After they subscribed, 1 day later, send them 1 email, 24 hours later, send them the next email, and then 24 hours later, send them the following email. And then there are several social media posts here that can help you promote this blog post. But it's all kind of pre-written, done-for-you content, so you could execute this strategy very, very quickly. So what I'm going to do right now is actually show you a quick step through of how you could set this up within a few minutes here. So let me start by opening up the blog post. So this is just a WordPress blog. I've actually done a lot of the work behind the scenes here in advance to save some time. But I basically took that private label rights article, that epic blog post, so to speak, and I just shortened it up. So if you remember, for example, the title was the 5 questions that will help you discover your why and motivate you in business and in life. I wanted to make that my own, so I just shortened it to 5 questions that will help you discover your why. And then I pretty much just took the rest of it from the document here, right down to the call to action, and pasted it into my blog. And it looks like so. I'll just do a quick preview for you here. If I had more time to do this, I would probably customize the content itself a little bit more rather than just copying, pasting directly from the PLR. But you can see here, I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. I added certain sections with bolding. For example, here, there's a whole section on how to clarify your why, and it goes into 5 things, 5 questions. What do you love doing? What do you do well? And so on. If it were me, and I was actually publishing this to use in a real example, I would probably expand on a few of these pieces. So I might say, for example, I love hiking and fitness, and I would talk a little bit about that to build a bit more of a personal connection, especially if you're doing personal branding and you are an expert and people are hiring you for your knowledge, advice, and experience. Telling stories when you're giving advice will be super useful. It also helps you make the content unique, right? You have to remember this is coming from a private label rights package, so the more you customize it, the better. But having said all of that, you can kind of see that we've got a really good blog post here that's kind of ready to go. Now at the bottom, I've done something a bit beyond what I've showed you so far. And if you remember, there's a section with a call to action. Are you ready to get started? This is the content upgrade. So people read through the blog post, they really like what they've read, and you want to take them further into your world here. So this is where you offer them the upgrade to get your downloadable sheet. In this case, it's a worksheet that will help them implement what you've just taught in the blog post. So you can see here, are you ready to get started? It's basically saying download your Discover Your Why worksheet. If you like this and you want to download my 5 key questions to help you discover your why worksheet at no cost, enter your email below. And the way I did this was using my autoresponder. So I happen to be using a platform called ActiveCampaign. You might be using MailChimp or MailerLite or Drip or Aweber or GetResponse. There's tons of them out there. I can't go into demos of all of them, but at the end of the day, most of these platforms allow you to build a mailing list. People will subscribe to your list. They'll let you create a form that you can insert onto your website, in your blog posts, wherever really you see fit. And that's what I did here. I just used their built-in editor to create this little sheet. And then when I clicked integrate, it just gives me some code here that I can copy, and then you'll see it over here. I just literally went to the text tab and pasted it in at the very end of my blog post. Very, very simple, but it allows me to produce this effect, which is letting people join my list. Now here's where things get more interesting. Because we're providing them with a content upgrade, i.e. an extension of more content related to this blog post they just read, I like to deliver it in a custom way. And this is where you can start thinking more in the terms of sales funnels, even when you're doing free giveaways like this. So by integrating ActiveCampaign, like I did here, we're asking people to put their email in, and then ActiveCampaign will allow us to send some follow-up emails, which I'll show you in just a second, but also redirect them to any page that we like. So for example here, I can set an option that once people sign up for my list, I can direct them somewhere. And what I would suggest you do is create a custom page, like so. I'm going to actually show it to you here. I built it in advance. And it would be a page that isn't linked anywhere in your navigation. The only way people would find this page is by subscribing to that blog post that I just showed you. And it would take you to a page like this. This is a private page on your website that says, thanks for registering, your download is below. And here's where you could have an additional invite. So I recommend a video where you're actually on camera and you can really build an in-depth connection with your list. So here, let's say you're doing coaching or some kind of training, and you want to invite people to go further down, maybe buy that or maybe book a consultation. So you could have a little video saying, thanks so much for signing up, your download's below. And what I'd like to do right now is invite you. So I just put a little blurb here saying, please take a moment to watch the video above and learn more about our programs. As a new subscriber, we invite you to look at to book a free 20-minute laser coaching session to see how our done-for-you content packages can help you grow your business. And then here, I would put a link to our calendar and allow people to book a call. And then we could just deliver the free download here as well. So this is just a super laser-targeted way of engaging with people based on a very specific interest. In this case, people were interested in learning about how to discover their why. We're delivering that to them on this custom download page, but because they've gone through our funnel, we're far more likely to get them to take us up on our little invite here to book a consult. And this could be a much higher converting process for you to sell a coaching package or mentoring or maybe some of your programs and courses that are coming out. So that whole workflow all stems from your ability to deliver an epic blog post, just like we showed you today, with a very laser-targeted content upgrade linked to that particular blog post. Now, if you're using something like ActiveCampaign, if I go back over here, you can do something called an automation. So I'm just going to show you an existing one here. An automation, this isn't related to this specific blog post, but an automation is really powerful because it basically allows you to do behavior-based email marketing. So don't worry so much about the words on the screen here, but imagine somebody subscribes to your list based on this blog post. You could say, okay, when somebody signs up for my Discover Your Why worksheet, I would like to do the following. Tag them with that interest, and then I'm going to send them several emails over the course of the next few days. So send them a thank you email, then wait a day. Then send them another email, and then wait one more day, and then send an additional follow-up email. That is where the PLR here can come in super handy. So we've got 3 different emails here, all around knowing your why, built-in subject lines, and you could literally just copy and paste these emails right into your autoresponder, and now you have a very laser-targeted engagement sequence for people who have read the blog post, signed up for your upgrade, and now you can engage with them directly around this topic. This is just a far more effective way of working with your new leads, delivering to them an exact solution for a problem they were looking for. And now you're far more likely to have them open your future emails and take a look at some of the other projects you're working on as time moves forward. So this is a cool list building strategy that is very easy to implement when you have private label rights content like this. Really all you need is a few PLR articles to build an in-depth blog post. Take some PLR and build a content upgrade like a worksheet like this. Embed it into your blog post like we did here today. So you have a nice long blog post with some very powerful content. Invite them to join your list at the end, and then have a very tailor-made sort of thank you page here where you can get on video, welcome them into your world, deliver their free download, and obviously invite them to maybe upgrade further up your funnel and perhaps do some business with you. So give that a shot and send any questions you have to us here at Tools for Motivation to our contact page, which you can find right at the top of our website. I hope you like it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.